Now that we finished importing our footage, let's start editing. I'll switch to the Edit tab, and these are the files I imported. Note that currently I do not have a timeline. This is the timeline area, but there is no timeline. I know that I do not have a timeline yet by the fact that I have no tracks here and that I don't have a name for the timeline here. So I'll start by creating a timeline. To create a timeline, simply right-click on any empty space here inside the folder and go to Timelines and select Create New Timeline. And here you can give your timeline a name. I'll keep it to Timeline 1. Then we can select the initial number of video and audio tracks we want. Of course, you can add more audio and video tracks later. And you can also select what type of audio track to add initially. I'll keep it to stereo and I'll hit Create. So I have this new icon added. This is a timeline. I know it's a timeline and not a video through this icon on the lower left. So this is my first timeline. Let's delete the first timeline. I'll click it and hit backspace to remove it, and I'll click remove. And we're back to not having a timeline. There's another way of creating a timeline. I can simply select multiple clips or even one clip and drag them to the timeline area, and Resolve will automatically create a new timeline to accommodate the clips that I added, and it created a new timeline. Again, I know it's a timeline by this timeline icon on the lower left here. And this is how you create your first timeline in DaVinci Resolve.